Hi everyone, Jaymes Mansfield here bringing you yet another video. Oh my god, you guys, I'm so excited to bring you yet another episode of Iconic Blondes. Yes, we are returning to Iconic Blondes, the brand new icon that I'm so excited to talk to you guys about. Yes, this week's Iconic Blonde is Britney Spears. Yes, the diva herself, Miss Britney Spears. It's Britney. Yes, we are doing Britney Spears, specifically Britney Spears' debut in Baby One More Time, the music video. The iconic Catholic schoolgirl outfit with the little pigtails and the feather. Oh, the whole bit. Okay, iconic. So I'm going to get my wig right here and we're going to get started on this new Britney look. Welcome back. All right, I'm here with the Sunshine Day from Jaymes Mansfield Beauty. Yes, she is a lace front that is in a nice honey blonde color because Britney had like golden honey blonde hair for this. She had a bit of a root, but for the most part in her early career, her hair was a bit darker than it is now. She has like platinum hair now. So we are going to be doing this, and this is the closest I'm going to get as far as the hair goes. First things first, we have to separate our bangs. Now, she has a little fringe that dangles right here in the front, and it's so cute. Oh my God. Fun fact, I remember as a child, I had a Britney Spears doll. Well, I didn't have it. My next door neighbor, Jenna, she had the doll, and it was the Baby One More Time Britney Spears, but she didn't have the hair the way it was anymore, and she was missing the feathers. So like the hair was like in a permanent crease from being braided. And she had lost most of the schoolgirl outfit. But I remember we had taken her to a pool once and we lost her in the pool. And we didn't find her for months after that when the guy that owned the pool eventually drained it to clean it and found her. And she was all covered in algae. It was, ugh. We called her Scuba Spears. And you know what we did? We took that Barbie doll and we took her to a bath that we had made in the backyard. Put some dish soap in there, cleaned her up, still played with it, okay? All right, now I got the bangs all separated. I'm gonna take this section and just roll it up because she has sort of like a little dangling fringe. And for drag, as y'all already know, I like to do a rolled bang for this kind of look because you never can be too cautious. It's better to have more hair than less. Now, Britney Jean Spears, originally from Kentwood, Louisiana. She is honestly like, she started off as sort of a child prodigy, to be honest with you. Like, she was an amazing dancer, singer. She was on Star Search. She did not win. Well, she won her first week, but she didn't win the show they taped immediately afterwards, which is like, that's kind of how they did it back then, Star Search. I should just explain what Star Search is for some of you youngins that don't know. Okay, so before American Idol, there was Star Search. And it was basically bands, singers, kid singers from all over the US would go on it to compete. Ed McMahon would be hosting it. And it was, looking back on it, like a lot of it was pretty lame. And like a lot of the songs they could license, you're just like, what the hell are these songs? Like, who sings this? Or people were singing their original material that you didn't know. So you didn't really get to like really get into it. But it got intense. Like, people were invested in Star Search, and especially those that had like children that were child stars. A lot of them went through Star Search, like Aaliyah, Beyonce, Justin Timberlake. The likes of them all appeared on Star Search at one point or another. But it was a huge deal to get on. And usually kids never really won. Like, the only kid I can remember that had won was Blake MacIver, the one with the glasses from Little Rascals. He won Star Search. But there's not a whole lot that I could think of that like really went on to have careers after it. That was also like a lot of the jokes people made, as like the ones that usually won never really had careers after that. And the ones that lost usually were the ones that became mega stars. And Britney Spears was no exception. Like, she did not win Star Search. Like, she didn't go on to win the grand prize, but she went on from there to do a whole lot more. And like, as a kid, like, she was in commercials. She was acting on Broadway. Like, Britney Spears was no joke. Like, they were putting her through the ringer to make her like a child star. And as luck would have it, she was always too young for everything she auditioned for at that point, but they knew there was promise there. Like, they always turned her away because she was still too young. But when she was old enough for it, she had landed a huge gig for children at that time, the revival of the Mickey Mouse Club. Okay, so let me preface this for you. The Mickey Mouse Club was before my time. I was just born when like that was happening, but my sisters remembered it. And they relayed to me that like, you don't understand, Jaymes. it was a huge deal. Like, there was Kids Incorporated and everything like that, but Mickey Mouse Club, kids were out there singing, doing skits. Like, it was a big deal. You came home from school, you watched the Mickey Mouse Club, which is crazy because like it wasn't on for that long, but it made its impact and it made its stars. Like, huge names went through there from the likes of J.C. Chazé, Ryan Gosling, Justin Timberlake, Christina Aguilera, and of course, Britney Spears. Oh my gosh, this is kind of a side tangent, but watching documentaries that covered the makings of the Mickey Mouse Club are always fascinating to me. Or like when you watch VH1's Drivens, which I watched a lot of these to prepare for this, just to refresh my memory because I used to watch those all the time in high school. But people even make videos about it now on YouTube. Jessica Simpson's Driven, when it talks about her auditioning for the Mickey Mouse Club, and like she just always ran the luck of bumping into Britney Spears or Christina Aguilera when they were auditioning for the same thing, and she'd always miss out on it. She's fine now. You know, she's got that shoe empire. But that was always one that always stuck. And I was like, dang, Jessica, you just have the worst luck. And at the moment, I'm just permit teasing the base because this is going to be pigtails. And as you already know, the head has to be like shaped right. Otherwise, if it's too tight and too small, I'm going to look like I have the biggest head in the world. So we're doing this to preface ourselves. It's the same thing I did when I did Candy Muse's hair for the Brady Bunch. Like, I had to do a full perma tease on the wig before I even French braided it, just so it looked proportionate. Now, the whole crown part is just about teased, so I'm going to perma tease the rest of this, and I'm going to do 2 French braids in the back. You already know how I French braid, so I'll be right back and we'll start styling. All right, we are back. She is all French braided up in the back. Look at her, she's cute. I'd like to introduce you to some friends of mine. Y'all remember that performance? It's one of my favorites. And like, I keep expecting like NSYNC to come out immediately after that, but it never actually happens. Like, there's a dance break and everything. I don't know why I remember it that way. We are going to do some braiding. I'm gonna do my best to like section these off evenly, and we're gonna try and make these braids real good and fat. So we're gonna braid them properly, and then we're gonna go through and pull them apart so that they get all fat and loose. So after the Mickey Mouse Club was canceled, yes, it was canceled, unfortunately, Britney Spears went off to sort of have a normal life. Like, she grew up a little bit. She had a bit of a childhood, like, just away from the spotlight. But as soon as high school hit, she went back into show business. And she basically had gone through twists and turns, but eventually she was signed to Jive Records, which is now a part of Sony. But Jive Records at that time, it was a big deal. And a lot of things had passed on her at that point. Like, they didn't really seem to get it. They didn't really understand what exactly are you trying to market here with this? Because like at that time, it was boy bands, like NSYNC, Backstreet Boys. You know, there weren't very many girl groups, and Britney was actually gonna almost be in a girl group at one point, but they decided against it. They thought, no, she'd be stronger as a solo artist, which was the most brilliant idea. So Britney Spears is signed to Jive Records, and she's cutting some demos, she's cutting some songs. A lot of her songs are being produced by Max Martin, who is a musical genius. And one thing I noticed about early Britney Spears music, and like a lot of those songs from back then, like Backstreet Boys and all them, they're kind of weird. Like, the lyrics don't make a whole lot of sense, but it's also because like they're being written by people who didn't have a strong grasp on the English language. So they're loose translations of things that made more sense in their native language. But like, Americans didn't seem to care because they were huge hits. Like, Baby One More Time was a massive hit for Britney Spears. And like right out the gate, you know, she became a superstar. But that's kind of like the thing when I noticed about like Britney Spears' story as compared to like Christina Aguilera or Jessica Simpson or Mandy Moore, all those other girls. Britney Spears, from the beginning of her career, it seemed like things just happened for her. Like, she was in the right place at the right time. She saw the right people and she just exploded. And it wasn't until much later that things started to kind of get a little rough for her. She was in show business since she was a child. And like many child stars, like eventually you kind of want to have control of your own life. Like, she was being pulled directions all the time as a child. And by the time she was old enough to make her own decisions, you kind of just like want that freedom. It's understandable that she started acting out. And unfortunately, like, she was put in a conservatorship. And like, those years are honestly like the years I kind of like walk away from, because she was doing stuff she didn't want to be doing. All right, I'm just teasing out the bangs. Now the braids I'm not happy with. They're kind of long and thick, so I'm gonna cut the hair a bit and tease it a bit too, I think. And like this era of Britney that I'm capsuling with this video is honestly like my favorite because I was there for it. I was there for, you know, Britney Spears' Baby One More Time album. Like I remember watching that on MTV and like watching her making the videos and all that stuff. Like she was so bubbly and so likable. Like it was a no-brainer that she was going to be a superstar. I feel like she should have done a whole lot more than what she has done. And like she should have a lot more like credits to her name than she has. Like with Crossroads and everything, girl, I saw Crossroads in the theater. That was a moment. Now, bear in mind, I saw it very young when it was wildly inappropriate for me to be seeing it. But I saw it. Me and all my little friends watched it. And we were sitting there in awe watching Britney Spears, not quite understanding the plot of everything, but we were just in awe of Britney on the big screen. But girl, I was there for it all. I remember like the VHS specials, they would sell like Britney Spears in Hawaii. I used to watch that all the time with my best friend growing up. Like I just have so much nostalgia attached to Britney Spears. All right, I'm gonna tease out this braid and I'll be right back. All right, we are back. Okay, I'm just working on the bangs right now. And I want to ask you guys, like, what's your favorite Britney era? Like, I want to know. Like, y'all already know my favorite is probably this one, like Baby One More Time, because it's just nostalgia for me. And, like, I remember being obsessed with it as a child. Like, I very seldomly saw the music video. But, like, I remember, like, her in the Catholic school girl uniform dancing was ingrained in my mind because I went to Catholic school. So it was just, like, as a little gay boy, imagining you were Britney just going, like, in the hallway. Yeah. It was very that. It was a moment, all right? Like, it's what we all fantasized. We wish we were that girl. We wanted to be that girl. But no, we weren't. She wasn't even that girl. And like one thing I always found fascinating about this, like after doing research on her, it's like the big rumor going around about Britney Spears is like surrounding her voice and her vocals. Cause like when you look at her on Star Search and Mickey Mouse Club even, like she's got a really deep like voice and it's booming too. Like she was on Broadway for a reason. But when you look at 16-year-old Britney Spears recording her first album, her vocals aren't really like that. Like you can sometimes hear her deep, big pitch voice peeking through on certain songs. Like sometimes, especially near the end of it, you can hear her hit a couple notes. Like maybe they were more lenient on her when she was recording that session. But like, yeah, certain songs on there, she was hitting some notes, but like later albums, that was not the case. Why did they choose the baby voice? Like, what's that all about? Like that old 60s pop star Diana Rossi kind of like bubblegum voice. Like, why was that still like in demand for the 90s? Like, I never quite understood that, especially when like you look at Britney Spears and probably what her voice is capable of. We've never really got to hear her full range or what she would actually sound like. And when I was doing research, apparently when she was recording her album and like courting it around, the pitch she had was to be more like a Sheryl Crow kind of artist, you know, like country, alternative rock, fusion kind of music, which like her voice would have probably really paired well with that. And it's a shame we didn't get that. And like, I would live to hear Britney Spears' country album. Like, I could imagine how fabulous that is because she's as country as they come. Okay, so we gotta decorate the pigtails. So I have some feathers. Now they're not exactly like how hers were. Hers were like baby pink. I can only really find hot pink where I'm at. So this is what we're doing. It's my interpretation. Feathers everywhere. Oh my God. All right, now we are just primping and pressing. She's almost done. Like, look at it so far. She is cute. Now, I'm so excited for the new music that Britney is going to be making. Like, she is making a new record. So I'm excited to hear what it's going to sound like. Because Lord knows, it's been a minute since Slumber Party, okay? Which I was all about. Like, Tinashe and Britney, everything. All right, we're just going to do that to cover it up. And then add our little bows right here. Because she had little ribbons tied there, but believe it or not, I could not find hot pink ribbons anywhere. So I had these little bows from the beauty supply store that will work. They're more drag anyway, they're bigger. This is gonna look so weird on me. It's like when I put the pigtails on Candy. When I did that dress rehearsal with Candy for Brady Bunch and I put those pigtails on her, I cackled like a hyena. Because it was like, This is so weird. Seeing this big old head with these little girly pigtails and Candy's drag is so womanly. It's like, okay, this is weird. I couldn't stop laughing. And this is going to be the exact same moment for me. I'm looking at the bad seed. It don't get much more little girl than this.
I was gonna say, you're gonna look like Baby Jane.
Girl, for real though. Baby Jaymes. Whatever happened to Baby Jaymes? Oh my gosh. Okay, I think she is ready to be tried on. I'll be right back with the final result. Welcome back. This is the final result. Oh my God, you guys. Hit me, baby, one more time. Yes! Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, so it's not as like weird as I thought it was gonna be seeing myself in this hair. It's just more like shocking for me because I snapped, all right? This is actually pretty good for a Britney Spears drag look. I did this, all right? It almost makes me wish I could do a Britney Spears number, but then I have to learn like serious choreography. Because like if you're gonna do Britney, you gotta know the choreo or else it does not work. Let me mix up like 3 Britney Spears videos doing like this. You know, all that. So wrong. It's completely wrong. Oh my God. But I'm so excited. I think this is so cute. It's very like little girl. I do look like the bad seed, but you know what? It's fine. Okay. Now this was so much fun. Thank you guys for recommending Britney Spears because she has been on the docket for a while now. So I'm glad we have immortalized her on Iconic Blondes. If there's any more Iconic Blondes you want to see, please let me know down below. And also, I have noticed quite the reception that Dolly Parton cake video got. So we will be doing a part 2 for that as well. I'll do the banana cake for you guys. And if you want to see more baking, let me know because I love cooking. It was actually a lot of fun to do. Now, before I go, I have to take a moment, a Venmo moment where I thank everyone who's tipped me on Venmo. I would like to thank Luann. Thank you, Luann. Sergio. Patrick. As well as a cash appetizer from Emerito. Thank you so much, honey. Oh my gosh. It says, thank you for the tip on the wig head tip. You're welcome. As well as Ava. As well as a PayPal money from Tamara. Thank you, Tamara. Ooh, and another PayPal money from John. Thank you, John. Thank you, Jaymes, for the hours and hours of entertainment. Your videos never fail to make me smile. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you all so much for the tips on Venmo, the cash appetizers, and the PayPal emojis. Now, this was so much fun to do. Guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, bye. Now hit the outro. Click here and watch me bake Dolly Parton cakes from Duncan Hines. Or see my last episode of Iconic Blondes. It was Paulina Rubio. Come on, click it. You know you want to. If you don't click it, I'll send emo Batman after you. So click it!